Gunshots and the barking of hounds echoed through the forest, breaking the stillness of dawn. The sharp cracks of rifles rolled across the hills, blending with the deep growls of hunting dogs as they tracked their prey through the thick vegetation. We were deep in the dense woodlands of southwestern Germany, where ancient trees stood tall and shadows stretched endlessly. Mist clung to the ground, curling around roots and ferns, and every sound seemed magnified. The rustle of leaves, the distant caw of a crow, the pounding of hooves. This was the perfect habitat for wild boars to thrive, a place where nature had reclaimed its dominance, and where the hunt was both a challenge and a necessity. These hunts aren't for sport or trophies. Our purpose is clear on Boars: to control the exploding population of wild boars, an invasive species that's spreading rapidly across the country. In recent years, their numbers have soared beyond control, and with that comes destruction. They tear through crops, uproot forests, and disrupt delicate ecosystems that have existed for centuries. They are intelligent, elusive, and aggressive, a combination that makes them both fascinating and dangerous. For us, this is not a game, but an act of ecological duty. Each shot fired carries the weight of responsibility, not victory. In Germany, becoming a hunter is not something one takes lightly. It is not enough to own a rifle or have a passion for the outdoors. To earn a hunting license here, one must commit to at least a year of intense training. The journey begins in classrooms and forests alike, studying everything from environmental law and wildlife management to ethics and anatomy. We learn about animal behavior, firearm safety, and the fragile balance between predator and prey. Only after passing a difficult examination, both written and practical, can a person earn the right to hunt. This long process ensures that every hunter respects nature and understands the gravity of taking a life. That morning, the forest was thick with fog, the kind that blurs the line between earth and sky. We moved carefully to our positions before sunrise, climbing into wooden blinds built high above the forest floor. From up there, we could see far across the open patches where boars often wandered in search of food. The air was cold enough to bite at our skin, but excitement kept us warm. Silence was everything. Even the smallest snap of a twig could alert the herd. It didn't take long. The sound came first, soft footsteps crunching on dry leaves. Then, dark figures emerged from the shadows, their bristly coats glistening faintly under the pale light. I could see their eyes scanning, alert and intelligent. My pulse quickened, but my mind stayed steady. We raised our rifles, waiting for the perfect moment. When the first shot rang out, the forest erupted into chaos. Some boars fell instantly, while others charged into the darkness. The ground trembled beneath their powerful legs. The air filled with the echo of barking hounds and the ringing of spent shells hitting metal platforms. In moments like these, everything feels heightened. the smell of gunpowder, the weight of the rifle, the way time seems to slow. Wild boars are not like the creatures from fairy tales. They are fast, strategic, and unrelenting when cornered. A wounded boar can be one of the most dangerous animals in Europe. That's why precision is everything. Behind a thick oak, I spotted a large boar standing still, scanning the area. I steadied my breath, lined up my sights, and pulled the trigger. The echo rang through the trees. The boar dropped instantly, its massive body collapsing into the leaves below. It was a clean, swift kill, exactly as it should be. But there was no time to rest. Another appeared, smaller but quicker, darting between the ferns. I tracked it carefully, anticipating its movements. One more controlled shot, and it fell. Around us, the forest seemed alive with motion. Dozens of boars scattering, trying to escape the coordinated drive. They breed faster than almost any other large mammal in Europe, producing multiple litters each year. And that's what makes controlling their population such an endless battle. As the hunt pressed on, we moved deeper into the heart of the forest. The terrain became steeper, the air colder. Along a rocky slope, I caught sight of an enormous boar, likely a dominant male, leading its group. Its thick mane bristled, and its tusks gleamed like ivory blades. I steadied myself, aimed, and fired. For a brief moment, the world froze in silence. Then, the boar staggered and rolled down the hillside, crashing through fallen branches. The sound echoed far into the valley. I exhaled, feeling both relief and respect. By the end of the day, we had cleared a significant section of the forest. The sun dipped low, casting long golden streaks through the trees as the last birds called out overhead. We gathered in a small clearing to rest and take stock of the hunt. The wild boars lay motionless. massive, muscular creatures that embodied both power and defiance. None of it would go to waste. Every animal is treated with care, its meat processed using traditional methods passed down for generations. The meat is rich, smoky, and earthy, carrying the unmistakable taste of the wild forest itself. But for me, the hunt is never about numbers or trophies. It's about balance. The delicate line between man and nature, between life and necessity. Every time I step into the woods, I'm reminded of that unspoken truth, that hunting, when done responsibly, is not destruction, but preservation. It's a way to protect the land, to ensure that future generations will inherit forests still teeming with life. As dusk settled fully, the forest fell silent again. The mist returned, curling around the trees as if nothing had happened. The hounds rested by our feet, exhausted but proud. The air was filled with the faint scent of smoke and pine. I looked around and felt a quiet gratitude for the land, for the life it provides, and for the lessons it continues to teach. Our journey through the German wilderness had come to an end for the day. Yet the work never truly stops. The balance must always be maintained. If you have thoughts to share, leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to join us again on our next adventure. One that will take us even deeper into the heart of the wild.